Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up where we'll take a look at some of the main news, items and events around the Cardano ecosystem right now. We look at Barcelona putting in a catalyst proposal to build on Cardano. We'll also look at different updates from different projects building on top of Cardano. There's a lot of them to pack into this one. Some updates on RealFi. Also, if you're using Indigo or Liqwid Finance, if you're involved in DeFi, there's a few updates there that you do need to be aware of, just if you are using the protocols. And if you get value, please do share it out, give the video a like, comment questions, or if you want me to go more in depth into any of these individual categories or topics, then do let me know, because there is going to be a lot in this one. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, we'll kick it off with one non-Cardano thing. Well, it's kind of non-Cardano, but does have an impact on Cardano. And that is TONcoin, which is the Telegram token or coin. And the other day I seen that their market cap dropped from 22 billion all the way down to 15 billion. And the price had stayed pretty much the same. And there was a lot of questions over what was going on. So I shared this out here. And the reason that, in case people didn't see the follow-up on it, the reason that it did have that massive drop is because they changed their circulating supply. So the market cap of a token is always the circulating supply multiplied by the price gives the market cap of that token there and then. So you can see here they said that they've updated the circulating supply to line with industry practice as laid out by CoinGecko. So before this, they were including tokens that were locked up or maybe that couldn't be sold as part of the circulating supply. And really, you can't do this, because if tokens are in circulation, that means they can be sold at any time. So that's how that can impact the market cap. If they are locked up, it means that they can't be sold off. So they shouldn't be counted as part of the actual market cap. And the impact this had on Cardano was that TONcoin was up here. I think it might have even passed 8 or passed Doge at one stage into number 8. You can see it's back down to number 10. It was down to 11 with Shiba Inu having a run earlier in the week, even briefly passing Cardano. But right now, Cardano back into number 9. We'll take a deeper look into all of that another day though. So then we move on to one that got a lot of interest, and that is a catalyst proposal from Barca Vision. So this is part of Barcelona Football Club, which is one of the biggest football clubs in the world in Spain. For people in the US, I'm sure some will have heard of Barcelona, some mightn't be as interested in soccer, but this is one of the biggest clubs in the world, or one of the biggest brands for clubs in the world. So they have submitted a proposal to Catalyst in partnership with a few other entities, but the main one behind it is Barcelona. So they want to use Web3 infrastructure to onboard members, train them to manage tasks, encourage them to become contributors, and build their reputation within the Barca fan community. So if we go into the actual proposal here, we'll go up the top. So this is in under the Cardano partners and real world integrations. So this is looking to bring non-crypto entities in to build on Cardano, and the funds they are looking for this are 2 million ADA, so that is just under $1 million right now. They're saying it will take 12 months. I will leave a link to this proposal down below so people can read it in depth. There was some really positive feedback on it. There's been a little bit of mixed feedback on it too, of why would an entity like this need funds to come and actually build on Cardano. And I think actually Patrick summed it up really well here, and Patrick from NMKR is a part of it. Could be good to have Patrick on. If he sees this, you're more than welcome to come on and have a chat about this and everything else you're doing. He talks here about different entities, that what they do, their goal is to always work with entities that are looking to build real world use cases for blockchain. But he says down here, in the end, to get real world use cases, Cardano needs to support the goals of the corporations wanting to integrate Cardano for their needs, not the other way around. So this is saying that it's up to Cardano to provide what's needed to these entities so they can come in then and start building on Cardano. And look, this is, to me, this is a starting point. So he also talks, I think, in that post about building trust with different entities, and that can lead to more and more. So with this proposal, parts of our blockchain, parts aren't, but what it will do is get a lot more wallets created, a lot more NFTs created on Cardano, so people who want to interact with it get rewarded for getting involved in what they're doing here. Then they have to have a Cardano wallet. They will get the NFTs and rewards into that. So it gets more and more people in to start to learn how it all works. So you're not going to keep them all in the ecosystem, but if you keep a certain percentage, even a small percentage, then that's more and more people coming in to have a look at Cardano, talk about it, spread the word out there. So I think overall, it is going to be a good thing. It gets lots of good exposure with such a big entity coming in to look and use the Catalyst proposal, or use the Catalyst funding mechanism to get involved in blockchain. And people will say, why look at what partnerships other blockchains might have had? I would say a lot of other partnerships with big entities, with other chains, had grants and had different aspects involved in it. It wasn't just the non-crypto entity saying, yes, we're going to use that blockchain. There would always be support from the blockchain side. So that's what Catalyst would be doing here. Moving on then, we take a look at Minswap. So Minswap announced that V2 is going to be coming out. The testnet here, beta testnet, starts on June 3rd and runs until June 20th. So that is next Monday. There's a bug bounty running for the whole of June. Public testnet, June 14th. And then the launch is anticipated to come shortly after the bug bounty. So maybe early June, early July, mid-July for the mainnet launch, depending on obviously if there's anything found in the bug bounty. So there is a full article here on it that you can go in and check out. I won't go through it now, but there is a lot of really interesting features that are going to come into this, and especially if you are into trading and using what's on Cardano, then there's definitely a few things that you're going to like. I really like the routing that they're going to be using. They've talked about batch fees are going to be reduced. We've seen the big impact of this on SundaySwap and on Splash as well, of how good that is for the end users like us actually trading on Cardano. So maybe I'll do a full article or a full video diving deeper into that. Maybe once the testnet is out, I'll look at the testnet and then cover the article with some of the new features too. Nuvola have announced their latest partner, and that is Cornucopias. Definitely a project I've talked a lot about here on the channel. And they are going to be running some of the nodes for Copi. This is the file nodes. They haven't given details here on how many they're going to run, but Nuvola do seem to be pushing out and out with more partners. So great to see this one with a project that I really do like for the long term. Then we have Chains of War, and Chains of War have announced that they are live on Epic Games. So the store for 270 million PC gamers. So there aren't all that many blockchain games that actually get into Epic Games, into the store. And if we look here, you can actually see that on Epic Games, you can see Chains of War. You can see the details of the project here. I think it actually does highlight. So this is a blockchain NFT game. So for a project, probably hasn't got that much light on Cardano yet. I'd say they are going to get a lot more. I'm actually sitting down with the team about 1 hour from now. So in the next few days, you should see a video coming out talking to the team, talking about what they're doing, what's next for them, and how the path has been for them so far. But great to see games building on Cardano getting this type of progress, and congratulations to the team. Next, we look at Artificial Super Intelligence Agent Alliance. That's a mouthful. This is the AI partnership between SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol. So they have announced that actually there is another post that has announced more details on this, on the conversion. So these three tokens are going to combine into one. So on June 13th, this is when you will be able to merge the tokens. There is ways to do it with ERC20. I did comment on it asking about if you have AGIX on Cardano, how you can do that. And there was a space there a few days ago that talked about this, and the details should be coming out over the next week or so. Once I get them details, I will let you know. I would say be very cautious on this. I don't know if I commented on this one. I can't see it there. But when I commented on it, I got so many scam comments coming back from fake help desks or help accounts saying, oh yeah, just message us, we'll help you do it. Only look at the official links and or the official accounts. Once it's out as well, I will cover it here just for anyone who is an AGIX holder on Cardano. Then we look at, so BigPay announced this, that the profile NFTs, this is for Atrium. He has been on here to talk about Atrium before and what they're trying to build for Cardano. Basically, a really easy way for anyone to get involved in Cardano. And now the profile NFT testnet is coming out. This is another incentivized testnet, incentivized airdrop testnet. So this is themed around the profile NFTs. I'll cover that next week, and I think Big Pay will be coming on fairly soon to have a chat about it and let us know what the latest is on that one. Then RealFi. So this is something that there was a lot of talk about Cardano when I first got involved about RealFi and looking to really help people outside of crypto and what can be done. And John O'Connor was a big force behind this. We used to see him a lot in Cardano 360 and talking about what was going on with Africa. And when World Mobile came out first with the Africa special, I think that was the first time they were out, John was on then talking about different things that were happening in Africa. I'd love to catch up with him sometime to have a chat about everything they're doing here, because we don't have the full details on this, but this is the new company that they have from IOG. And if we look at the site here, so emerging market credit made credible, so transparent risk, measurable returns, traceable impact. And when you go down through it, you can see different screenshots here of the analysis tools. And the idea is allowing people to be able to use crypto to give loans out to the real world and earn yield on that. So people out there who struggle to get loans or get loans that have really high interest rates, then we can be able to give them cheaper loans. So the user who is using their crypto to do this can still earn yield on it, and the person that gets the actual loan is paying a cheaper interest rate back. So it is good to see progress on this. There is an article here that I will leave down below if you want to take a look. So there is a suite of tools talking here about access to financial statements, loan tapes, dynamic financial models, and it's all tailored in around blockchain. As far as we can see, I haven't seen Cardano mentioned anywhere on this. I am presuming that any of the blockchain aspect is going to happen on Cardano, but we'll wait and see, and maybe I will be able to catch up with John at some point too. So looking then at Indigo, I mentioned this when I done the video talking about the upgrades for Indigo Protocol, and they said here that as decided by the Indigo DAO LP incentives, this is a different one. We'll get to the next one in a minute. But what they've done is they have moved their LP incentives from Wing Riders over to SundaeSwap V3. So if you are providing liquidity, then of the iAssets or the LPs, then the best place to do that right now is over on SundaeSwap. So you can see now these rates here are different now because a lot of people would have went into them. So the rates will be a lot lower than this. This will be when they were put up first. But if you are providing liquidity for the iAssets, then SundaeSwap V3 is probably the place to do that now. The next one then for Indigo was this one. So DAO members have moved all three iAsset parameter proposals on chain to enable the redemption mechanism. So I talked about this one when I done the dedicated video on Indigo probably a few weeks back now at this point, and redemption margin ratio wasn't implemented when they went to V2, but it was there. The mechanism for doing it was enabled with the V2 upgrade, but it had to be passed by the DAO. So what this means now is there is a new ratio on it. So you do have your liquidation rate and you now have your redemption ratio. So liquidation rate is where the protocol will liquidate your where it will liquidate the iAssets that you have or the CDP that you have. But there is now a redemption market ratio too. So if your CDP, the ratio on that goes below 185% on IUSD, then others in the community can come in and redeem part of that CDP and be able to take back some of your collateral for that. So if you don't want your collateral to be touched by anyone else, then you need to keep your ratio above 185 for IUSD, 150 for IETH and IBTC. And if you look here under Indigo V2, you can see there's a redemption portal, and if I look here, so this is the simple view, you can see the redemptions. They're only small so far, not really much happening yet in terms of redemptions. If you look at the pro, you can see any that are redeemable right now, and right now there are a few that are below the collateral ratio, but they are really small, so not really worth anyone's while redeeming them at such small levels. But it's interesting to see. It should help with keeping the overall ratio of loans, we should see less liquidations, I would say, because there's an incentive there for users to come in and help with the collateral, or pay back some of the CDP to get some of the collateral back, rather than letting it go all the way down to liquidation levels. Final one for today then is Liqwid DAO core team loan proposal. So this one that has been open actually 8 days, and it is a temperature check to see what the community thinks of the Liqwid team taking a loan against LQ. So I probably need a full dedicated video to cover all aspects of this. I would say that if you are an LQ holder, you really should get in and read this. Make sure you're up to date with, get active in Discord and their socials to make sure that you are involved, that you know exactly what's going on, because this potentially has a big impact on the LQ price. Maybe not initially, but depending on how the overall market goes, this could impact the price. And I would say more in a negative way, maybe, but we don't know. It all depends on the overall market and how it moves. The high level of this is that Liqwid Labs core team, for the next 12 months, they want to fund the development, operation and maintenance. They want to take out a $3 million loan from the protocol. So what they would do is back that. They would use LQ to put up collateral, and then they would take out $3 million in ADA. So as soon as they take out the ADA, they would sell it for dollars to use to fund the team for 12 months. Now, $3 million is a very big budget. I think they said the team is maybe 11. Could be wrong on that, but it is down here somewhere. So what they're saying is that at the current price of $160 of LQ, this represents an amount of 8 million LQ tokens that will be needed for the 3 million loan to have a collateral ratio of 3. So they want to have a lot more collateral there than the debt that they are trying to take out. Some of the issues that I see on this is there isn't really any details on how, or there's some, but not enough details on how they're actually going to get the funds to pay this back. So I know it would be using some of the fees that the protocol collects, but right now they are a lot lower than would be needed to pay this back. Someone did do the maths. This is why it would need a dedicated video. I would say read through it. If people want me to deep dive into it, look at all aspects of it, let me know in this one and I will look into it. But if you are a holder or involved in the protocol, then make sure you are paying attention to what is going on here. You can see this is only a temperature check. Anybody can create an account here, so it doesn't really give the full picture. Out of 41 votes, 56% say no, they don't support it. 44 say they do. But I could go in and create 20 accounts and I could sway this vote. So the only real way to get an idea of what's going on is if it does progress to an on-chain vote, which I presume something of this size, it would need to go that far. What I would say on the liquidity, even with the three times collateral that they would have in there, as they are taking out the debt in ADA and selling that for USD straight away, if, like we would all expect coming into a better part of the bull run, maybe later this year, the price of ADA does go up, then that does put pressure on it because they have sold the ADA at a lower price to get US dollars. And if the price of ADA goes up and the price of LQ doesn't go up at the same rate, then it starts to put a lot of pressure on the collateral ratio. Now, they would be taking it out here. There's another part that says they wouldn't be taking it all out together. They would be taking it out monthly. But even after 4 months, you would still have taken out the full million. So it would be at that 3 million worth of ADA taken out of against the LQ. Maybe I'll dive deeper into it in another video, but this video definitely went longer than planned. Hope you got some value from all the different topics covered today. Subscribe if you're new, give the video a like, comment questions below, or comments on anything I've covered today or any aspect you'd like me to do a deep dive video into. Thanks for watching, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.